This is Lee with 82 Gaming 12. We are found on YouTube channel Sons of Liberty 75. This will be video 2 of my playthrough series on fighting formations, U.S. 29th Infantry Division, game designed by Chad Jensen. This was the third installment of the fighting formations. You had the Gross Deutschland motorized infantry, which was the original, and then you had the battle for Kharkov fighting formations. That was also the Gross Deutschland infantry division. And then we have the 29th Infantry Division. And I believe the next project is Kursk. So it'll deal with the Battle of Kursk. So that'll be another Eastern Front, dealing with the Gross Deutschland Division again. I'll be referencing from this book, which is referenced quite a bit in this published game. It's listed under the books to where they got some ideas, and there's also some quotes from this book in this game. And so this was written by Joseph Valkowski, and it covers the 29th Infantry Division in Normandy. And I just happened to, by coincidence, get the same picture there for my backdrop as what's on the cover here. I didn't intend for that to happen, but that was the case. So now this video will, I don't know what I'm going to do about this light. I don't like lights being on my videos. This will be scenario 5. Let's see here. You get so many books with this little booklets. Okay, so it's titled Stuck in the Valley. It deals with around the town of Percy, southwest of St. Lo, France, 30th of July, 1944. And what you have is you've got this crossroads. And crossroads were so important due to the fact of moving equipment, supplies, troops from one area to another. And so Percy had important crossroads. And we have a crossroads here on this map, right here. So in this scenario, you've got objectives that the Americans want to take control over. And so these are the red outlined hexes with a control marker. They start under German control. And no one's on the map at the present time. So you have the 29th moving in, and then the Germans are counterattacking. Now, there are some units that are on the map already, but they're hidden. And that's going to be these Panzers. There's 3 counters, and so here they represent about, a counter, a tank, maybe a little bit more than that. Maybe possibly could be 2 tanks, but it's in the game they reference that it's like 1 tank, 1 vehicle, and then if they're all together, then that's like a platoon. So these Jag Panzers are going to just show up on the map as the Americans are moving to ambush them. So we got some special rules. Okay, so move to contact. As long as no German unit is on the map, the U.S. player can only perform move orders, but spends no initiative for cube removal and for unit activation. So they don't have to use their command, nor do they have to lose initiative points until a German counter shows up on the map. And so if we look here, turn this over here. This is what's going to start on the map. These hidden self-propelled guns, and we start at turn 9 on the time track. So start is actually 9. So the infantry doesn't start showing up until 10, and then supporting tanks, they can't show up until turn 11. While the Americans, they've got this regiment, or actually battalion, okay, part of the 115th Regiment. This battalion is going to show up at the start with some supporting tanks, a platoon. And there's actually 2 platoons. Yeah, I got them out there. Okay. And, well, I think you actually call them a battalion. And then at turn 10, they get this infantry. And then also at turn 10, they get these heavy weapons. And it's all about gaining control over these hexes. The Germans want to try to keep them from doing that and also cause as many casualties as they can. So the United States player does not get points for eliminating units. They're only getting points for gaining these objectives. All right, so about these self-propelled guns, how do they show up? Okay, so at any time, after the first movement of the game has been spent, movement point, the German player may place one of the set-aside Jag Panzers into any hex within a line of sight of a unit. If that line of sight crosses a bocage hex side of the placement. If placed during a U.S. move or assault order, the Jag Panzer may immediately make up to 3 opportunity fire attacks at the last U.S. unit to have expanded movement points. So pay initiative for these shots are normal. During these 3 shots, the Jag Panzer cannot miss due to hindrance and will not become spent regardless of the dice rolls. And then we have the U.S. player cannot play an asset for an artillery or smoke barrage during turn 9. So they didn't have observation. So the observation post was in a position where it couldn't see down into the valley. And so they had to get someone down there close to Percy to be able to spot. Okay. So when we're talking about these self-propelled guns. Okay. And so let's say, okay, let's just say we have this tank come in. Okay, up this road. All right. So the Jag Panzer could not just pop up like so, or here, okay? But it could pop up like this. So it's behind a Bocage hex side, but it's still within line of sight. So they can't pop up, say, on the other side over here of the map, okay? They can't pop up over here. They've got to be within line of sight. So, you know, they could pop here and here, okay? Couldn't pop up like right there because there's no hex side, you know, between the two of a Bocage. So, you know, could pop here, you know, could pop here, and so forth. So the German player is going to want to think about when they want to pop their self-propelled guns up. So they've got 3 of them, 3 counters of these self-propelled guns. So if the American is either moving or making an assault move, then these self-propelled guns can be popped up. Okay, but I guess it's gonna they pop up like one at a time. You can't go pop all 3 of them. So that's the situation. And you've got 2 entry points. Okay, for the Americans, you've got B here, and then wrapping around here is A. And this side here, A, is where the 29th, okay, units will be coming in at the start. These units here will be coming in at 10 o'clock, the next turn. So it'll be a little while before they get in. It's just going to be these units. And then for the Germans, it's just going to be their self-propelled guns. These infantry units that they have down here, okay, don't come in until 10. And then the tanks, okay, they've got a battalion of Panzer IVs. They come in on turn 11. So, that's what we've got going on. Let's see here. I wanted to look at. Okay, so it looks like, okay, what we have is, with the infantry, we've got squads and, platoons and squads. Okay. That's just the terms that they're using. In the game. So, you know, with say artillery, it'd be called a battery, but for the game purposes, we're calling platoon and squads. So these would be squads of self-propelled guns that will be showing up. Now, in the last video, I showed you the cards that each side gets. And so we already know about that. I think we're ready to start. And victory point wise, I think, well, we can track the victory points, but the territory's objectives hexes won't really count until at the very end. And so the turn starts at 9. The sudden death starts at 13. So we're looking at 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 13. So you're looking at 5 turns. You got the 5th turn will be where we roll to see if the game ends, the battle ends. And one side's like pulling back or whatever. So all right, let's get started here. Well, I think maybe I might bring this other light over. I think it's going to provide a bit better. So let's see about hooking it up. That in closely, I can't. We're just going to sit. Okay. I gotta get. Okay, I think we got better lighting now. Let's pull back here a little bit. Maybe we don't. Yeah. All right. All right, so we can kind of focus right there for now. So we've got this objective here. And so we have to pull a cube. You still have to pull a cube. But it doesn't cost anything. And the only can only perform move orders. So I don't know if that means they can pull any cube or if they have to pull cubes that are above move, because the Americans' move is 4. So it'd have to be 4 or higher. So if they pulled this one, okay, we'll just put that one there. And, you know, they can move without using a command. So let me get my terrain cost and everything here. Okay, so we've got Bocage to cross is +2. And the green is depression. So that's going to be the lowest. So we're going to have depression and then level 0. Okay. All right. So here we go. Cost 2 to cross Bukaj. Well, we want to get to this objective hex here. So they've got a movement of 12. Well, let's flip them over. Sorry, not a movement of 12. We flip them over. They've got a movement of 6. That's the green number. So if we close in. Okay. So fire strength is 16 at a range of 3. 6, see with the white band across the top tells you they're activated. So you got to flip units over to activate them. Movement is the middle number, and it'll be either in a green, red, or blue box based on the type of movement. So, all right, so 1, 2, 3. 4. He's going to flip over. Oh. Pull back here because he went 1, 2, 3. Well, he actually just went 1, 2, 3 right here. Flipped over. All right, so we've got the heavy guns here. And you can stack as many counters as you want. There's no limit unless you have a vehicle that's in column. All right, so put these heavy weapons. Well, they can actually start moving down here. That's where I should have done. Let's move them down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Gets to right there. And the Germans are like, enough is enough. We're not having it. Well, I don't have to put it there. I can actually put it here. All right, so if I want to do this opportunity fire, what's happened there? This is the plexiglass. If I want to perform this opportunity fire here, it's going to cost. So I can either put a command marker down, or I can pay 2 initiative. And that's just going to increase the Americans' initiative. They're at 4 right now. So I think I'm just going to not do that. I'm just going to fire and let it be the initiative. But they get three fires now. I guess if I don't put that initiative down, in order to do those 3 fires, it cost me a total of 6 initiative. It says pay initiative for these shots normally. So I think I'm gonna have to put the I think I'm gonna have to put it down. And we have a range of 3. So where do we want to put this at? Because more than likely, I'm gonna put all 3 of them down. Put it right there. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now we do the. This won't cost us anything, and the Americans are now going to have to put it on a command marker, which means if they're going to bring. As they bring units on, they're going to have to use a command marker. Or it's going to cost them initiative. All right, so I'm gonna have to check something here. All right, I don't know. I think, okay, beforehand, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to flip all these guys over. Like, okay, these I'm gonna move all of them, you know, and then. And then you would put down, you know, a mission control that's out there, and then those units that are within that range, you not have to use initial points. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. I mean, I couldn't find it specifically about reinforcements or units entering the map, but when the units enter, of course, it's gonna cost initiative. I guess unless they're within range of a mission control or just a command marker, or they enter with a command marker. But so I'm going to activate all of these guys with this command marker, and then these tanks up there, they're going to be activated with that other marker. So now we can go to this combat here. Okay, so the Americans and the Germans both have a command range of 3 hexes. All right, so 1, 2, 3, this unit is in command, so the initiative is cost of 0, because that's what this is. This has 0. And we've got 3 opportunity fires. I'm going to do something here about my cards. Move some of this stuff around. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, and that's the range of the fire against a morale target unit that has morale. So this is a direct fire attack. So this is going to be HE. All right, so we start with D10s. It's going to be these red dice. And it's not long range, it's not extreme, it's not short, it's not flank, it's not fire, flank fire, loose arc, strict arc. Okay. Firing AP. Oh, okay. Armor piercing during opportunity fire, so we don't have that. All right, so it's just going to be straight up this dice. We don't have to worry about hindrance or rate of fire. So I've got a 9 and a 5. Then we have the defensive fire roll of all the pieces of target. So this is where if you're stacked with several units, counters, each one of those counters is going to have to make a roll against this attack. But here we only have 1 counter, so cover, we're not going to have any cover because we're just out in the open. But and it's actually going to be a -1 because they're moving. They were moving in the open. And that's going to be -1 to the die roll. Okay. I need to get, let's see. That's not going to be, I'm not going to have. I guess I really need another set of dice to be rolling. Okay, but so we've got, and that's where you have, I like the attack total. Okay, you got this counter up here that you can use. And so we have 14. Okay, that's the attack total. So then we can come back and we can roll this dice without worrying about, okay, what was the number again? But that's the attack dice, and then we have to add 11 to it. So it's at 14. So that's going to be 25. Okay. Here, we've got 15. Okay. And we add 9 to it. So that's 20. 15 and 9. That's the defense here on this counter. 9. Number on the right. So that's 24. So the attack is higher than the defense. So that's going to be a hit. So we have to draw from our cup over here. And so that unit is pinned. Okay. Now, they can fire again. They get three opportunity fires on that one target. Okay, so we rolled an 11. Okay. So we're going to add that to the 11 here, which is going to be 22. That heavy weapon, or that machine gun unit, they rolled an 11. And so that's going to be 20, but again, that's higher. And since this unit has already been pinned, and they've taken another hit, that means one unit is already eliminated. So what is that? Come out to. So what we have to do is we have to pop down, deploy into that hex, and one of the units has to be eliminated, because when a counter receives 2 damaged counters, then a squad is eliminated. So we take one of these away. I'm going to flip them over. And I'm going to talk about well, I guess we would, let's see. Let's see, I don't think I have to leave that counter on there. So let's see, we go to 25. Ooh, 25. Right. Now, let's see here. Once I get into playing the game again, I remember how this all works. All right, so these two units are placed in here. And, you know, I had a pin marker on that platoon. It took another hit, which is going to eliminate. But it doesn't eliminate the whole platoon. And so with that other hit, I believe I'm doing this right. I may not be, but so okay. So now we have one more opportunity fire that we can perform. Okay. And it goes against both of those targets now. So we rolled an 8. Okay. So the 8 will be, and normally that would be hindrance. Okay. But with this opportunity fire, we don't have any hindrance. So that's going to be 8 and an 11, 19. Okay. So we have to roll for both of these now. This unit here, I rolled an 11. Okay. And they were still activated. Okay. And also, I wasn't subtracting. You got to subtract 1 due to the fact that they're open, moving in the open. So instead of 11, they have a 10, which is 19. Now that's higher than the attack. So this unit is okay. Next, their defensive roll, they rolled a 9 and a 1. So we take the 1 away. So that's 9 and 9 is 18. Okay. And so, well, wait a minute. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, if the defensive total is greater than or equal to, this was 19, this was 19. Now this is 19, and now this is only 18. So that one's going to have to take a hit. And it takes a shaken hit. Okay. And so that unit can continue to move. At least that's my recollection. So I don't know. Trying to see here. I think. All right, now looking at some things. This here, what would happen? Okay, is we've got to leave that pin marker. Okay, on this unit. So the next hit eliminates one. Okay, one of the one of the squads, but the pin marker stays. And I don't think because you deploy, they're forced to deploy. Okay, but I don't think that doesn't change the fact that they're pinned. But okay, this is only attached to one of them. So when a unit is like a squad, I just eliminated one. Okay, when you have to go into deploying. Okay, so you deploy 3 squads. I don't even know what I did with the units now. Oh, here they are. So here was the squad platoon. So we deploy. We take another hit, which is going to eliminate one of them. Okay, so this is, I guess, attached to one, and so is the other hit marker, which is I don't have to draw one because it's going to eliminate this one. These two are no longer, I guess, under the pin. Now, that may be incorrect, but I think that's what happens. And so then I drew shaken. Okay. And that was on this one, not that one. All right, so this one's done firing. Okay. And so these guys still have movement, okay? They went 1, 2, 3, 4. They could actually go 5, 6. So when they move more, okay, and move here, this unit could fire again. But of course now he's not allowed to fire 3 times. Okay. He's only allowed to fire once because now he's already on the map. But I place the Jagdpanzer right there. So they're going to get 3 shots. This unit here can get 1 shot. And it won't cost anything because they'll have this right here. All right, so we're going to hit here. No hindrance. They get 3 shots. And no worried about rate of fire. Okay, so we got an 11. That's going to be added to 11, so that's total 22. Okay, so the top one here, they rolled a 10. Okay, and they have the pinned or the shaken. So that's going to eliminate them. All right, now we still have the result for that fire. Okay, they rolled a 12 plus 9 is 21. And that one rolled a 22, so that's going to be a hit. They get me a bigger cup here. Suppressed. Can't fire. And we got one more. Let's see. Well, that was the first fire. They fired 2 more times. Right? No. Yeah. 13. Okay. Which will end up being 24. Okay. They rolled a 14. Okay. Plus 9 is 23. All right, so this one is eliminated. All right, so now the Americans this unit has line of sight here, but he doesn't have anything that he doesn't have any weapon that's going to be able to do anything against this. So, so now the Americans are having to use one of their commands markers. Okay. And so that command marker is with those units there. So now they can come in. And this is a higher level. So if they're coming in up here, these units can't see. Plus you've got blocage there. Then this unit, same thing. But he could see from here. He could see up to here. There. I don't think so. But here, yes. So we're going to start up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and he's going to stop right there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now that's an American control. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's this guy. Let's bring these guys all in first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over here. And 2, 3, 4, 5. Drop that off. Go to there. Okay. Then up here, bring these tanks in. Let's see here. Road. Let's see what the road does. Track. Okay, so they have a movement of 13. So we would go, and road's half. So half 1. Okay, and right there, we're going to have another Jag Panzer shows up. Oh, right there. Now, this one, I don't have, it's out of command. So this is going to cost 3. I mean, cost 3. It's going to cost 2. So we've got to move the, at least 2. So they pop there. So this little marker cube here, or meeble, is going to move up to 6. It was at 4. For this opportunity fire. All right. Now, direct fire, we have AP during opportunity fire goes down to die. So instead of rolling 10s, we're rolling 8s. Okay. Now, they do have an opportunity to use this A, okay, which is APCR. And so they can discard one of their asset cards. Let's see what their asset cards are. Command and control. Let's see. Light battery. Yeah, I think we're gonna discard this. We're gonna discard that so that we can fire with this APCR. Okay. The range is 1, 2, 3. So range of 3, we get a +6 to the firepower. So +6 to the roll. I'll just go ahead and roll all of them together. Defense and attack. And the defense has a -1 for moving. All right, so the defense rolled a 14. and the attack rolled a 22. Now remember, that would affect rate of fire and not hindrance, but rate of fire. But since this special rule that we have, kind of hard to see those dice, isn't it? So their defense is, that's front, so 22. Okay, they've got 22 and 14. So that's going to be 36. Okay, here we got 19. It's only going to be 29, so they missed. No effect. Bounced off or went over their head, whatever. So that was a miss. Now they've got 2 more attacks, which is going to cost initiative. But they're going to go ahead and do it. So now the initiative is up to 8. This card is discarded. I got to figure out where I'm going to put the discards at. And they're going to discard another card, another asset. They're going to discard one of these to have that APCR again. Again, that's going to be a +6. All right, so we got 13 there. We got 9 here. Okay, so that's going to be 13. That's going to be 35. Attack with the +6. That's going to be 15, 34. And again, that's not enough. Okay. And they are going to fire again, use another one of these assets cards. So that gives them still a +6. And it moves the Americans up to 10. Okay. All right, so they rolled 8. That's 14. That's only 33. But they only rolled an 8. So that's 30. So that's gonna be a hit. And it's just gonna be rattled. So they can keep on moving. And now, any opportunity fire from that unit, not only does it cost, but you've got rate of fire and hindrance that can be affected. So this unit moves here. This unit can fire again. It's going to cost 2. But why not? They'll go ahead and use their last asset card for that +6. Here they get 1 shot though. Rate of fire and hindrance. And I should have been subtracting 1. I wasn't subtracting 1 from the defense for moving out in the open. I don't think we had anything that close. Okay. So we've got, that was a 2. All right, so we got 9. This has got 7. Okay, which is actually going to be only 6 because -1. So it's going to be 6 That's 28. Here we've got 9, that's 14. What I say, 14, 9, 15. It'd be 15. That's only 26. They had 28. Yeah. All right. Well, and we got rate of fire right here. So we have to put a, where's that? Right at. Let's do this one. Yeah, scent marker. Where are the scent markers? Should have a whole bunch of them. Where are they? They're on the other side of these column markers. All right, so that unit can't move. I mean, can't fire. It can. All right, so now this American unit can keep moving. So that was 1, 1.5, 2. Let's see, 2. That would be 3, and then 4. Four. Oh, they can come right down here and take this. 4. 5. 6. And then 7. 7. So that's gone. That means they don't get that back. I've got to put it somewhere. Put it over there. So this unit can opportunity fire on this unit. Okay, but of course they've got to turn like so. And when they do that, that's minus. Yeah, well, let's see. He was facing that way. That's going to be part of his front arc. This would be down here would be the flank arc, and also over here would be flank. So he doesn't have to pivot. But he's got to fire with the he's got to fire with these 8s. I don't have any more asset cards to be able to use that 8 PCR. All right, so here we go. This is the firing unit. That's the target. Okay. All right, so here we've got an 9, but we have to subtract 1, so it's 8 and 22. That's 30. Of course, this one here only has 7, and 7 and 11. 4. He could have fired at him right there before he actually got into the command. So we have the command marker still there, so that wouldn't cost anything. Okay, but we rolled a 2, which means he's now spent. And this guy, even if he pivoted, he's still going to be outside of the fire arc. Let's see. So he would have to, even if he pivoted, he's still not able to fire because that's flank. That's a flank. He can't not pivot twice. Now the unit moves again, he could pivot again. And so yeah, that's what happens. He goes to here, takes that. So now he could pivot and fire. Cost two initiatives, so now it goes to 12. And since he pivots to fire, he goes down 2 dice. So he goes from 8, well, he's not even able to do that. That 2 dice would go from 8 to 6 to 4, and you don't get 4s, so he doesn't even get to fire. And so that basically means, so that's 7. 8, no, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then he's going to stop. All right. Now up here, these guys are spent. So we want to come in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then just come in right into the back of this unit. And I brought this with this one. Well, I don't even need to do that. That would have cost. That would have cost to move this one. 2, 1, 2. Move that one. 1, 2. Okay. So I'm gonna save this. Put that back up there. All right. So that's the end of that cube's movement. Okay. So we've removed the spent markers. And if we look over here, this is on the United States side. It's at 8. So they can choose, they're going to choose fire. And I'll just leave that there for now. So that costs 2. 1, 2. And we're going to fire with this unit, so we're flipping this one over. And we're flipping this one over here down here. So that's going to cost us 2. 1, 2. And then 2 more for the one down here that we're activating. So 1, 2. We're at 2 now. Okay. So we're firing into the rear of this unit. So he's got an 11. He's got 24. They're both firing, well, he's firing adjacent, so he actually gets to go up. So instead of firing 2 10s, fire 12s against 10s. So that's where we're at. All right, so we got a 4 and a 3. His defense is a 15. So we got 24, that's 31. He's got 15, which is his 13. He's got a 13 here for rear. So 15, that's 28. So this is going to be a hit. And we got immobilized. So we flip this unit back over. And then we go down here. And we're in his flank. So same thing, same number of dice and everything. All right, now defense rolled a 19. And the attacker rolled a 15. So we've got 15 and 24. And that's going to be 39. Okay. That's 30. So of course that's going to be a hit. And it's he's also immobilized. Let's flip this unit back over. And take a look over here. So this goes to the used. We're still on 2. The fate card is with the Germans. So if it's on 0, the Germans would get to activate. So again, they want to fire. So they're going to take the other fire cube. Okay, and we're going to have the same thing going on. So another hit and that unit's eliminated. Oh. All right, so thing is, they rolled the hindrance. See, that's not going to, no effect. All right. All right, down here. And let me see here. If you know, this unit would, they're immobilized, so I guess they're just stuck where they're at in the facing they're in. They can't use any kind of movement. That includes pivoting, because that unit doesn't have a turret. So neither one of these are going to be able to pivot. They're just stuck, which means they can't fire into their flank because they can't pivot to the flank. All right, so down here. All right, so the attacker rolled 14. Okay, so we got 14. That's going to be 37. The defender, whose armor is 13 in their flank, okay, rolled 13. That's only 26. So this unit here is eliminated. We just got to. All right. So what that did right here, put this at 0. So now the Germans will be able to activate. Okay, and the only thing, they can get battalion support, regimental, division support, where they draw 3, they can what's the well, he could also pull this one off and do a fire, or moving fire, which is an assault. But it's going to be minus 1D. Okay, so he's going to do this. He's going to do an assault. It's going to cost 7. So this goes to 7. And let's see how many victory points do they get for okay, 1 victory point per infantry. I guess that's per squad or platoon. I guess it's per squad. And since down here we eliminated 3 squads, we'd have a victory point of 3 on the German side. Now you could say, okay, well, the Americans have control over this, so that's 8. That's worth 8. So now this goes from 3 over to 5 for the Americans. Okay, so down here we're going to have move and assault. And so this unit's activated. Okay, and it cost us 2 to activate it. So now that goes to 9. So he has a movement of 12. So now he's only got a movement of 6. That rough costs 2 movement for tracked units. Okay, going over Bacage costs 6. So you have to pivot. So it costs 1 to pivot in place. You don't want to go over that Bacage. But I guess you could. This is, okay, these 3 are front hexes, so he could just move to here without pivoting. And then he moved to here, and then that would be his pivot as he got in there, like so. Now this unit wants to opportunity fire, but they would have to either fire, which they could fire keep track of movement here. So it costs 2. Okay, so they've used 2. All right, we got opportunity fire. Which drops the dice from 10 down to 8. Okay, and there. Okay, so firing here is going to be flanking fire. So that's going to drop it down from 8 to 6. With a pivot, he couldn't do it. All right. So he can't do a pivot. So starts at 10, goes down to 8 due to opportunity fire, and then a pivot. Okay, loose arc only, without a pivot, would put him to 6. So no matter what happens, he's going to be firing at a 6. So he might as well. Well, it could become. He could lose his rate of fire. Well, his rate of fire is 2. Hindrance in rough is 2. Cover is 1. So we get a +1 for defense. Hindrance is 2. Same thing as rate of fire. But he's not able to pivot and fire. But could he just pivot as a reaction and unable to fire? I'd say yes. So he can pivot and just then not be able to roll the dice. But then he's not, his rate of fire hadn't been affected. So I think he'll wait until he gets out of that rough. So now that this unit goes, okay, so the Jack Panther now goes to here. Okay. No matter what, he's going to be firing into his front, which is 26. He's not going to have a very good chance, I don't think, of putting this out, of taking him out. Okay, so there we've used 3. Okay, 3, 4. Of course, he wants to get right up on him. 4, and then 5. Okay, so he gets to here. This guy, he wants to fire at him before he gets too close. Okay. But okay, so when he moves to here, then he can do he can do his direct fire without the pivot. But he could actually do the pivot now because he's got the short range. And so that was 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's used 5. So he's pretty much done on his movement. Okay, so opportunity fire, which if he doesn't put the command down, it's going to cost 2. Which he's okay with that because he's at 9 right now. So he'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so that moves that initiative down to 7. So now he's going to have to be rolling these though. Okay. But he gets to go up to this because he's adjacent. But if he pivots, that's going to keep that unit from firing into his flank. So he pivots to fire, and he's only getting to roll these against these. Okay. So we had opportunity fire. Okay. But he starts at 10s with 10s. All right, so opportunity fire puts him down to 8 eights. Okay. He's adjacent, so that puts him back up to 10s. But then he wants to pivot. Okay. He wants to pivot and fire, so he pivots and then fires. I don't think. Let's see what the rules say about this when you pivot. Opportunity fire. Okay, so again, you can still perform a free targeting pivot. However, so its next shot will likely already be within its front firearm. It would not become spent because no attack dice was actually rolled. Okay, so you are able. Okay, and if you're wondering where this is at, okay, it's here. Okay, this is I'm talking about attack dice, 3413. You go all the way down here and into this example here, it's talking about that. All right. So even though you go below the dice 6, you can still do the pivot. Targeting pivot. Of course, those units that were immobilized, they weren't able to move at all. So this unit was able to pivot. As this unit was moving, it could have continued to pivot, so that we're like this, face to face. All right. Now that would stop this unit. Maybe it doesn't want to go all the way in there now. See, because now that one is turned. And I guess you're allowed to pivot more than one. I don't know. I don't know if you're able to just go from, say, here and just pivot all the way around. And as the unit keeps moving, just keep pivoting. But okay, so he turns here. So okay, he was like so. So he comes into here. This unit could have pivoted. And then he waits for him to go here and turn. Okay. Here he's actually in his, well, that's his front. So he would still be firing into his front. So as he moved to here, he of course can turn here and could have fired right there. And this would now be 1, 2, 3. So if we go 3, okay, and he fire here, okay, not wait for him to get up right on him, okay, so, but he pivots. So he was there, he pivot there. Now he can still, that's still fire, and he don't have to, you know, that's still his front here. So he didn't have to pivot. But he starts at 10. Okay, he goes down because of this. So now he's rolling, okay, he'd be rolling 8s because he didn't have to pivot again. He's rolling 8s against 10s. Okay. Okay, and he got a 5 and a 7. We got a 7 here. All right. So he's got a 23 against a 26. So even here, it's a miss. Okay, so now this unit can move again. Moves to here, like so. Okay, he doesn't need to pivot. He can just fire. So we got this again. Okay. So we've got a 3 and a 5. And we've got a 5 over here. And he's moving, so we got to subtract 1. So now this is 4. That's 30. Okay, he's got 23 and 8. That's 31. So that's going to be a hit. That's stunned. So this unit now has to stop. All right. So now it's the 29th Division's activation. They're at 7. So we could have used this unit here too to fire, but yeah, I think we want to eliminate those Jag Panzers. So we want to attack those. So I think we'll just use an 8 here as a fire, but it's cost 8. Okay. So we flip them both over. Flip that one over. We flip this one over, and that both cost a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now it's over on the German side, initiative 5. All right, so let's fire down here first. This unit can't fire or move. So, and we can use we have APCR. So we're going to use going to use this to give us the APCR. And since we're 2 hexes away, you know, that's going to be 2 hexes. That's going to be +7. So it's going to be +7. We're firing with 10s. And defense also was firing with 10s. All right, so we got +7. All right, we rolled 16. Okay, that's 23. That's going to be 47. We've got 47. Defense 11. That's only 36. So this unit is eliminated. It's just a squad. Okay, turn this unit back over. Okay, now up here, same situation. We're going to go ahead and use let's say PCR. I think we're under this medium battery here. Use that. And we're adjacent. So now we're up to 12s. We're in the rear. Okay. So we got a 9 plus the 7. Okay, defense 6. Right, it's destroyed. So we eliminated the Jag Panthers. And what's going to happen here is the Germans don't have anybody on the board now. So probably going to get 2 turns, and then this turn is going to be over, because the Germans, well, the Germans can get asset cards. So that's what they're going to do now. It's their activation. So let's take 10. Let's take 3 asset cards. Cost 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And we draw 3 asset cards. So we got a medium battery. Panzerfaust. And another medium battery. Smoke for artillery. But for these, we have to have a mission command mark. We have to have a command marker to use. All right, so now the 29th Division can pick something. And let's say they're going to pick asset cards as well, but they get 4. So light mortars, bazooka. 29th, let's go. This is for the time marker advance. And then another bazooka. And that moves at 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. All right, so the Germans will take this one. That gives them 3 more asset cards. So they get a heavy battery, counter battery fire, and they get command and control. So that's an order. All right, so that moves 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So they can flip the sniper to the U.S. side. So or they can do something else. Like they can move. I think they're going to take this, but they're going to put it down there to move. All right, so that's going to cost them 9. 9, okay. So they come down here, and now we can move. We flip, I'm going to flip these guys all over. Okay. They're all within range. This guy's not. Let's see. So if I flip this one over, that costs 2. 1, 2. And then the guy down here, we'll go ahead and flip him. There we go. Like so. And I think, I think what I want to do is I want to put that M10 be this one. So I'm gonna deploy those right there. Just like that. Like I said, I already paid for that. It didn't cost anything extra. So these guys are all deployed, and one of them is going to be rattled. Like so. So let's see here. Cross that bocage, cross these two. So we'll let them have that. We want to come down here. All right, so let's move our infantry. Okay. I don't think any of these are actually building hexes. They just have some kind of structure. So I don't know if you're actually gaining benefit from it, because the white dot, which is the center of the hex, does not have a building on it. So that's something I have to look into. Is let's see. I know it's let's see. What is it? The playbook. Where is that? Maybe it's in the rule book. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so buildings. Vehicles cannot cross any hex side that is entirely covered by building artwork. Vehicles must also be placed in column while occupying any building hex, however briefly. So okay. So that means that you're still going to get the benefit of the building and the cost of the building hex. So buildings cost 2 for these infantry. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. So that now gives the 29th 8 more victory points. So now they're up to 13. This unit, they're all within 3. So these didn't cost anything, and already paid for these tanks. So woods cost 2. So we've got 1, 2 to cross this, plus 2. So that's 3, 4. Okay, 3. Go ahead, just go to there. All right. Let's have a gun here. Machine gun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I couldn't go any further. It goes to there. veteran 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6. And then this guy traveling with this. 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to go 4, 5, 6. Let's see. No, we need to go. I need to go to here. Keep everybody 1, 2. This guy would be out, but you keep everybody here in command. Okay, now this tank here. So it's going to pivot. That cost 1, 2, 3. Oops. 3, 4. Now 5. You can take control of that. It gives them 8 more. So that's 20. 20. Let's see. Yeah, we're at 13. It'll be 21. Okay. And it's just where he's at. Except we want to be pointing like that. Okay, and then down here, we want to, let's see, building cost 2. Remember, he's got to go into column. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. So he goes to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 10, 11, 12, 13. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Tell you what, he'll hang back here. All right, so that's all of that. Now, we still have one cube left. Battalion support. And we draw 1 asset. That's pretty much all they can do because they don't have anybody on the map. They can't do an asset card. So they get a fighter. Okay. But air support's not on their side. And we have to move that 8. So it's at 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's at 2 for the 29th Infantry. So now what we have to do is when the turn's over, let's see here. So the turn marker is advanced, okay, to here, which means we're having reinforcements, both sides, okay. We don't have sudden death. We don't have any smoke to deplete. Okay, the sniper activity. The player whose side of the sniper marker is currently facing up counts the number of active enemy command markers, selects one of them, and then rolls 1 die 10. Okay, so it's on the German side. So what we have is we count up how many's on the map. There's only one. Okay. So we got to roll a 1 to be able to do anything about this. We rolled a 9, so no effect. So we move the command markers in the pending box, which we don't have. Okay, we've got available. We flip all of these from here to here, so now this one is on tactical command. If any schedule reinforcements for the new turn, the owning player sets them up according to instructions. And then we reseed our order matrix. And then we just pick up where we left off. So for the order matrix, we're going to start rolling. Now I'm going to roll 2 of these, 2 at a time to get it going a little faster. All right, 2 4s. Okay. A 7 and a 3. A 2 and a 1. Two 10s. And a 5 and an 8. And it's going to be the 29th Infantry Division's first activation. They get the first order for the 10 o'clock turn. And here we have reinforcements that are coming in. So could be these units here coming in. And of course we've got the units that are on the map. That could also be used. So you can probably see a move activation to take place to get their units properly placed for the counterattack that's coming. And we'll pick up with that in the next video.